Barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter number 6, Electronic Commerce and E-Governance. This is lecture number 7. Our topic is chapter E-Commerce and E-Governance. Topic is Digital India. Digital India is our topic. Digital India, power to empower. First, the introduction of Digital India. This is campaign, just like in Hindi it is called Abhiyan, launched by Government of India to provide online services by improving internet connectivity. This is Digital India by providing online government services by increasing internet connectivity. It was launched on 22nd July 2 July 2015 by Prime Minister. It includes many plans, just like the main plan is to connect rural village areas with high speed internet networks. This is one objective of Digital India. India has more rural areas than urban areas. So Digital India wants to connect it with urban area. Means they want to connect city with villages. This is the main concept of Digital India. Vision of Digital India: empowerment, governance, infrastructure. This is vision of Digital India. What are the benefits of Digital India? First see the list. It reduce paperwork, cashless transaction, expansion, growth in GDP. It reduce corruption and transparency. It will help in reducing paperwork. What is the meaning of reducing paperwork? It will help in decreasing documentation. Means paperwork, documentation, and thus reducing paperwork. Cashless transaction, its mission away for cashless transaction. Mission us away for cashless transaction. Then expansion, it can help small business. People can use online tools to expand their business. Means by using website they can expand their business. Thus when there is growth in business in the rural areas or remote areas, then definitely it will increase the growth, economic or GDP growth. It reduces corruption because it help in reducing corruption. Next it is given, and getting things done quickly. Then transparency, there is transparency because of all the work is online. Then 9 pillars of Digital India: broadband highway, universal access to mobile connectivity, public internet access program, information for all, e-governance, reforming government through technology. E-Kranti, electronic delivery of services. Jobs for IT people, IT for jobs, means they are using online jobs or information technology for jobs. Early harvest programs and electronic manufacturing. These are 9 pillars of digital India. Broadband, public internet, see in detail, information for everyone, early harvest programs, universal access to phones, IT for jobs, e-Kranti, e-governance, electronic manufacturing. Okay, nine in detail we are seeing 9 pillars. This covers 3 subcomponents, namely broadband for all rural, broadband for all urban, and national information infrastructure. Broadband, it is broadband highway, means they are spreading broadband all over the country. Under broadband for all rural, 250,000 village panchayats would be covered by December 2016. DOT will be the nodal department and the project cost is estimated to be approximately 32,000 Cr. This is under broadband highway, means they are making broadband available all over the India, in rural, in urban, in national, all the areas. Second, universal access to mobile connectivity. The initiative is to focus on network penetration and fill the gaps in connectivity in the country. It fills the gaps in connectivity in the country. Altogether, 40,300 uncovered villages will be covered for providing universal mobile connectivity in the country. This is universal access to mobile connectivity. No gaps is in India. All where in India the mobile is connected. Then public internet access program. The 2 subcomponents of public internet access program are common service center and post office as multi-service center. Common service center would be strengthened and its number would be increased from approximately 13,05,000 operational at present to 50,000, that is one CSC in each Gram Panchayat. CSCs will be made viable multifunctional endpoints for delivery of government and business services. DATI would be the nodal department to implement the scheme. This is Public Internet Access Program. Then information for all. The website mygov.in has already been launched as a medium to exchange ideas, suggestion with government. It will facilitate two-way communication between citizens and government. It is communication between citizen to government. From this website or website like this, the citizens are providing, the government providing all the information related or the schemes of government to the citizen. Then e-governance, reforming government through technology. For simplification and field reduction, forms should be made simple and user friendly, and only minimum and necessary information should be collected. Online application tracking of their status and interface between departments should be provided. This is e-governance reforming government through technology. E-Kranti. There are 31 mission mode projects under different stages of e-governance project life cycle. Further 10 new MPPS have been added to e-Kranti by Apex Committee on National E-Government Plan headed by Cabinet Secretary in its meeting held on 18th March 2014. All schools under e-Kranti, all schools will be connected with broadband. Free Wi-Fi will be provided in all secondary and higher secondary schools. IT for jobs. The government is planning to teaching 1 crore learners from small towns and village for IT industry. Plans are also to exercise 3 lakh assistance distribution provided in 2 years to run practical companies offering IT services and telecoms companies to train 5 lakh rural workers in 5 years. This is how we see that in rural area or village, people also can get jobs in IT field or telecommunication field. Next, early harvest programs. The government is planning to set up Aadhaar allowed fingerprint presence program in all the central government workplaces situated at Delhi. A web-based application software system will allow online documenting of attendance. It's watching by the involved stakeholders. Then electronic manufacturing. Concentrate is on set top containers, VSAT, mobile, consumer electronics technology, medical electronic device, intelligent energy meters, smart cards and micro ATMs. For this the government is coordinating on many fronts, be it taxes, rewards, financial system of range and offering cost benefits to local producers. Estimated cost of Digital India C overall cost rupees 1 lakh crore in ongoing scheme, 13 crore for new schemes and activities. 4.5 lakh crore is total investment promised by private sector. This is national budget. We have seen Digital India. Now challenges in implementing Digital India. High level of digital illiteracy. In India, there is high level of digital illiteracy. Connectivity to remote areas. It is very tough to connect all the remote areas. First, high level of digital illiteracy, then problems in connectivity to remote areas, village areas, compatibility with center state databases. Center means India, country, state like Maharashtra, the compatibility, connection of state, center and state database, it is very tough. Then next one is cyber crime, hacking. This is a challenge, and net neutrality. Yet many people are unaware of internet online. Impact of Digital India. What is the impact of Digital India? First, we see economic impact. According to analysts, the Digital India plan could boost GDP. It will increase the economic of India. It will gives the employment, labor productivity. It increase the productivity of labor, growth in number of businesses and revenue leakages for the government. Then see social impact. Social sectors such as education, healthcare, banking are unable to reach out to the citizens due to obstruction and limitations such as middlemen, illiteracy, ignorance, poverty, lack of funds, information and investment. But with the help of Digital India, all these are reduced or connected. India is connected with rural and urban with the help of Digital India. Environment impact. The major changes in the technology space will not only brought changes to economic system but will also contribute to the governmental changes. The next generation technologies will help in lowering the carbon footprint by reducing fuel consumption, waste management, greener workplaces. It reduces the because of reducing paperwork. It also reduces the plant. This makes the ecosystem greener because this is the one great impact of Digital India. Now see conclusion, the vision of Digital India is grand. It is huge step towards building a truly empowered nation. In today's lecture, we have seen that the vision of Digital India is grand. It is huge step towards building a truly empowered nation. If successful, it transforms citizen access to multimedia information, content and services. However, the goal is still far away since most of the 9 pillars of Digital India mission are facing serious challenges in implementation. It is imperative that focus, persistent attention must be given to each and every pillar so that this program does not end up in the failure. In fact, we all should mentally prepared for the change. All the teachers, all the citizens must be mentally prepared for this change of Digital India and be ready to face the challenges in to implement this policy. Okay, thank you.